Hi Leo, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot. Right, I'm just trying to get you on computer as well so that I can actually see any messages that are coming up. Please excuse me for doing these live readings. As you can see, I'm in a different background and I'm having a lot of trouble uploading the videos, so I'm doing the lives, and it's great anyway because I can get to connect with people and connect with you as well. So like I say, I'm actually quite liking it. I hope you do too. So before I start your reading, Leo, what I want to say is that December is obviously a funny month, you know. My availability is limited because I am taking time off for the holidays. Okay, I'm moving on the 19th as well, so there's a lot going on. So like I say, if you do want a reading with me, please book in sooner rather than later. Once I've finished this reading, this is the last one I've got to do, I will put all of the booking details underneath. If you can't wait until then, please go on to one of my old videos and they will be there. Okay, it's just when I'm doing these lives, I can't put everything sort of up straight away. So if you do want a reading, it's best to book in sooner rather than later. Okay, Leo? So right, can't believe it's December. It doesn't even seem like it. I'm sitting here, there's blue skies, you know, there's flowers around me. It's like, it's unbelievable, but it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm having none of the Christmas rush neither, you know, so, or none of the Christmas panic. I'm actually starting to panic that I have nothing to panic about. So that's a bit strange. So before I start your reading, I just want to say what I was picking up psychically when I was starting to shuffle your cards. I feel like you need to lighten up a bit, okay? And please don't, you know, every reading I do comes from a place of love, so please don't sort of shoot the messenger. But this is what they're saying. I feel like you have been sort of, I want to say, like micromanaging everything. It's like you're trying to get everybody to work together and you're working towards a common goal and blah, 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 and you can see it. And it's like, it's almost like I can see you there with a clipboard, you know, you do this, you do that, stuff like that. And I feel this is sort of causing stress. I don't feel you're working from your heart, you're working from your head here. And I feel this is where things might get a little bit tangled, if that makes sense. Because I do feel that there's a sort of, I don't want to say darkness around you. I feel like sort of there could be some dark thoughts or worries or something like that. You know, it's like I say, when you're working to a deadline or something like that, you know, it can put a lot of pressure on. So by you just letting people do their own thing, or you letting go of control a little bit, I feel like this is going to sort of allow you to breathe. It's taking the pressure off yourself as well, because if you're standing there like head honcho telling everybody, you know, what they should be doing and they're not doing it, this is putting pressure on you. Okay, so it's just lighten up a little bit, I think. And I feel like there is, what else is there? Yeah, there's a lot of potential for your life at the moment, okay? I don't know what that means. There's a lot of potential. It's like, I don't know if you can see where you're going. Okay, this is it. You may be feeling in the dark, or that you've been left in the dark or something. So I do feel there's a worry around, and this is why you're trying to gain control of this situation. But I really feel you're trying to gain control in the wrong areas, if that makes sense. Because what I'm saying here is, I feel that you have, it's like if you forget all of your plans and just go with the flow, I feel you will flow in a direction which is like, oh God, this is easy. I don't have to take control. I don't have to sort of, you know, look after everybody else. I don't have to do all of that, you know. So it's like I say, by surrendering and trusting, you will find that you could be sort of led in a different direction, which is actually a lot easier and a lot happier than where you actually are at the moment. Because when I'm looking at your cards here, the first thing I'm thinking is it's feeling a little bit bleak, if that makes sense. It's like I'm wanting to put you in a place of sanctuary. I'm wanting you to be filled up in some way, because I don't feel you're getting what you want. There's a situation where I don't feel you're experiencing happiness. I feel there could be unhappiness here. I feel like you are not getting the support that you want. You're not getting the love that you want neither. You know, it's like, I don't know, there's a coldness coming through. And I want to say to you, you know, that this is, you know, life is very short. You really need to enjoy it. And I feel if you sort of are more flexible, you will find that you are happier. I feel that you are quite you know, you're very independent. Leos are very independent. They're very strong and stuff like that. And sometimes I feel that you're feeling, when I'm looking at this, it's like you feel like you're working on your own. And I feel at times you could be better off working on your own. This is what it is. For some reason, you're not happy, Leo. And I don't even know if you would know what it is that would make you happy. But I feel this December, you could actually sort of set the plans in motion or start thinking about what is it you have to do to change your situation, rather than what is it you have to do to change people to make you happier. It's like, what do you have to do to change you? Because you're only responsible for yourself. Now, I feel some of you could have a new job offer, or there could be a new opening of new work for you as well, which I feel is going to be very, very beneficial. This could mean working away, or it could mean taking on more responsibility as well. And you might be thinking, I can't do this because I have responsibilities here. But like I say, you know, are these responsibilities that have been given to you, or are these responsibilities that you have taken on board yourself? Because I feel around this as well, I feel there's an earth sign, okay, or somebody that either earth, or it's somebody who is talking about financial security with you. But I feel like this is not what you really need at the minute. I feel a more spiritual and emotional security is what you need, because I feel like you have proved yourself in the way of your career, and like I say, you know, you might have a flowing bank balance or whatever, but I feel there's a need for spiritual and emotional security that is coming in here as well, because it's like, you know, it doesn't matter what is in your bank, you know, if you are still poor in these areas, if that makes sense. So it's like somebody could have a lot less material wise than you, but they could be a lot richer in some ways. And this is what I see being highlighted this month. And I feel, like I say, this need to having to do everything right all the time to sort of, you know, be given the golden star at the end of it, and yeah, you've done a good job, well done. I feel like this is sort of clipping your own wings. It's like it's stopping you from being free. And I feel like you may have a realization. It's a bit like the sort of Ebenezer Scrooge story here, you know. It's like, yeah, he's got all that money, but is he really happy? And I feel like you will have a little bit of like sort of this ghosts of Christmas past, if that makes sense, coming back to you. And it's like, you know, where is the joy? Have you had real joy? Have you had real happiness? When was the last time you belly laughed, Leo? You know, because this is what I feel is coming in here. And it's like you have, you know, it's just like, you know, these horses with blinkers on. It's like, right, that is where I'm going and that's how I'm going to get there. But you're not able to enjoy the ride, if that makes sense. And it's not always about the destination, it's about the fun you have getting there. You know, once you get to the destination, then what? You know, so like I say, our destination can take us forever to get there, but it's about what you do along the way. Alan Watts talks about it, and he said, you know, if we are constantly looking for the end goal or whatever, we would go to a concert and we would only hear one note, the end note. That would be it. But it's not. It's the music they play. You know, it's the way you dance and sing and whatever to get there. So I hope that's making sense to you. So I feel you need to let go of responsibilities and be a child again. This is what it's saying here, you know, because I feel, if anything, you have been holding yourself back, okay? Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself that you don't know all the answers, Leo. You know, you don't have to be strong all the time. I'm pleased that's what you need to hear. I feel quite bad with what's coming out here, but it's not. This is actually for you. This is advice, you know. So you really need to sort of drop this, you know, let that sort of ice thaw. You know, this is what you need to do, because this is not doing you any good. And I feel that this is coming for, hi, Steve. I feel like this is coming from a place of fear of you. You know, I don't know if this is fear of abandonment, fear of getting things wrong, whatever. But, you know, as I've said, you are very strong. You are independent. You could make it on your own, you know. So if it's a fear of abandonment, don't worry about that. If somebody wants to leave, let them leave, you know, because, you know, and somebody wants to come in, let them come in, you know. And so there could be that fear. There could be this fear of not getting praise. You've got to do everything right in order to get praise, you know. But it's not. The way you learn is by making mistakes, you know. That is how we learn, you know. Yeah, a bit like calm like a duck. That's it, you know. You may be all calm and collected on the outside, and your feet are flapping, you know. And this is it. Allow that to be, you know, by saying, I am scared, or this is putting me in fear. That is being vulnerable, and that is a beauty as well. There is strength in showing vulnerability. There is strength in showing heart. There is strength in showing emotions as well. But I feel you tiptoe around this and you don't let people see this. I feel there is a massive need for you, Leo, this year, this month, to actually bare your soul, okay? This is what I feel you need to do. I feel there's a lot of pent-up emotions in there that you do not let out, and by keeping them in, this is actually, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a, you know, like a kettle, you know, when the kettle sort of blows its top. I feel that is going to happen. So I do feel there could be a little bit of an upset this month around you, but I am actually saying this to warn you, okay? Because forewarned is forearmed, you know. And I feel like, you know, you're on the defensive. You're ready to attack you. He'll never be a cucumber again. Yeah, that's funny, Steve. Yeah, so I feel that you're ready to attack. But this, again, is a struggle. When you are in sort of fight or flight mode, okay? When you are in fight mode, you are making cortisol all the time in your brain. You know, your brain is constantly on high alert. You know, you're constantly watching, you know, is this one going to screw me over? What have I got to look for? What have I, you know, and you're actually on edge, and this makes you quite antsy as well. When you go into flight mode, you glide, you know, so you release this need for feeling of control. You don't attack when questioned with somebody. You have an answer, and you can come in there, you know, with an answer rather than actually attack. And what I feel here, it's like you're like a coiled spring. This is what I'm feeling, Leo. And you know, them coiled springs, eventually they just poof, you know, that's it, you know. And this is causing a struggle for you, okay? So you need to bring balance in. Yes, there might be emotional pain that you have to feel with this, but you're feeling that anyway, you know. And sometimes letting go hurts less than holding on. And I feel there's a big decision that is to be made for you this year, you know. Yes, Steve always makes me laugh as well. He's a funny Steve. I really wanted to have a bottle of wine with him the other night when he was here. We were both sitting drinking alone. So yeah, so I feel there's a big decision to be made for you this month, Leo. And I feel this, like I say, there could be an end, but this is a whole new beginning. You know, this is where you will get your happy ever after, you know. And it's like I say, I feel that there's a fairness within this. You know, you need to put your boxing gloves down, Leo. You know, you don't have to fight. If you do have to fight for something, then it's not yours in the long run. You know, this is it. This is doing work on you. It is looking at the lessons. It's really bringing a more spiritual what's the word they were giving me there? Spiritual into your life, okay? Yeah, the Tower card is a great card, okay? Because the Tower card is necessary change. And what this does is it takes away something that you were scared to actually get rid of. It's like, you know it, you know, and this is, the Tower never comes out of the blue. People always, even if they try to like sort of hide it themselves or try to hide themselves from it, they always know that it's coming. And this is where the fear stems from. But sorry, but what we've got to remember is the Tower never takes anything away. You know, if we look at, I was talking to Tyler the other night about this, and I see the Tower. A lot of times, if you look at old fairy tales, the Tower is somewhere where we are imprisoned. Okay, so when we are broken free from it, yes, it might be scary, but it actually frees us. And this is what I'm getting with your reading here, Leo. There's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of thinking to the past, but there is nothing grown there. And this is where there is this new beginning coming for you as well. Now, somebody from your past may contact you as well. And this could be where the shitstorm starts or something. But I do feel, because I feel if you... Yeah, it's like the right. I'll answer that question in a second, Mija. If I remember it, please type it again, and I'll remember it at the end of this reading. I feel there is something, if there is somebody from the past or a situation from the past that actually rears its ugly head again this month, I feel this is to tell you, can you really trust, okay? Because when there's no trust there, this is when, there is nothing there really. Trust and truth are absolutely catalyst within our lives. And I feel like there could be a situation here where you may think you've taken the moral high ground, or you may think you've taken the higher ground. But if you're constantly watching over your back, then you're not, so this is what this is saying here. Like I say, this could be somebody from your past coming in where you're having to watch what you're doing or whatever, but there's an element of mistrust here. And what I feel with this is time for you to let love in, okay? Real love, not controlled love, not anything that keeps you imprisoned, something that allows you to be free, where you can work together with people. There's a lot of changes coming in for you, a lot of changes, and I feel these changes will soften you, if that makes sense. It's like it's sort of, I think somebody is going to touch the emotional button here, and I feel like there could be tears, but these tears are a release, and also, when I think about it, a little bit of relief, because like I say, there's been this sort of tension where you've been on your guard. There's a decision for you to make. I feel this is around relationships or emotions. I feel this could be, do I want to be by myself? Or, am I really getting the love that I need, And I feel that this month could see you planning and putting things into action, which are actually going to free you. Whereas at the beginning of this reading, in the beginning of this month, you were trying to sort of, make sure everybody else was doing their thing. I feel as we get to the end of this month, this... you've got to act, okay? So yeah, I feel this has been coming a long time. You are strong enough to do this, Leo. You are, okay? So I hope that makes sense to you, Leo. I'm gonna pull a spirit card and see what they have to say with that as well. Yeah, there's right. Okay, right. They're going all over these. There's a lot of resistance. Right. Okay. This one actually fell out, but I want to pull this one as well. This one is what came in. Now, if we have a look, there's quite a lot of purple on these cards, and this one is saying, your love, light and wisdom touch the hearts and minds of many. You will be instrumental in helping another person change the course of their life. Miracles, inspiration and healing result. But I also feel this is by changing somebody else's life, you could be changing yours. So this is it. It's something you're going to do is going to have a knock-on effect with other people, but for the greater good as well, okay? Because this is coming to you from spirit rather than coming from your logical mind, which is where you have been working from. And the one that is here, this is called regret, and it says there's nothing sadder than looking back on some part of your life with regret, wondering what you could have done but didn't. Go for it. Sometimes it's better to try and fail than not try at all. Let go of fear and apprehension and follow your heart. And this is what I always say, when you are lying on your deathbed, will you look back at your life and will you have regrets? I always say that I would rather regret something I have done than something I haven't. There's a great Wayne Dyer. There's I can't remember what the film's called, but there's a one there's a 1 on that, and he says, you know, what if there's this guy's lying on the deathbed, and he's like, what if my life has been a mistake, you know, because I didn't take the chances that I got given, you know, I held on to what I know. So yeah, you know, this is it. It's like I say, yeah, somebody's put there the Cowardly Lion as a sad character, yeah, and fear can hold us back, you know, and like I say, it's a brave person who actually takes that risk, you know, when I don't know, it's like I say, it's like, oh God, how do I go on here? It's, yeah, you know, look at your life. Exactly, Steve. That is exactly, you know, where there is fear, there is no love. The two cannot actually exist together. They can't. If you are in fear, you are not coming from a place of love, okay? And if you are in love, you are not coming from a place of fear, you know. Whoa. Right, okay, sorry. Did you see that? It just actually like fell over my thing there. So I didn't go. I haven't hit the wine yet. So sorry about that. But yeah, so in A Course in Miracles, they actually say, that was you doing that, Steve, wasn't it? In A Course of Miracles, they actually say that a miracle appears when you actually change from fear to love. That is it. That is when you will see a miracle appear. And like I say, it's a bit like the Scrooge story, this reading, Leo. But if we look at the end of it, you know, there was a miracle happen there, you know. So I hope that makes sense. And if the Tower card does come for you this month, know that it is for you, okay, not to you. Okay, what song you got today for me, Steve? I love Steve always sends me songs, and I really, really like them. Aren't Leos supposed to rule the love stuff? Leos sometimes rule everything, you know. That is sometimes the problem, you know. It's like I say, they need to be softer, Leos. So right, I've done the spirit cards for you. I've done the Leos. If anybody would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. I am going to put the links on there. And I hope this has made sense to some of you. And I'm going to post this now, Steve, and then you can put the song on, because I'm Miracle Jefferson Starship. Yeah, Jefferson Starship. I liked them when they were Jefferson Airplane, though. You know, when they went all cosmic, it sort of went a little bit strange. But I have heard there's a solo version of White Rabbit, and it's absolutely blow away. It is completely blow away. It blew my mind. So thank you. Like I say, yeah, there's a silver lion. Wow, I went to say silver lining and I said silver lion. Okay, well, if that is not enough for you, Leos, you know, yeah, there is a silver lining for this lion. Okay, so thank you very, very much, and have an absolutely fabulous Christmas, fabulous New Year, and like I say, just surrender. Okay, I might be back to do a live later on tonight. I don't know. If anybody wants me to, please put in the comments under this and I might come back. Okay, Satnam.